Hello YouTubers, bonjour tout le monde. Je suis en France, I'm in France at the moment. I'm outside the Blue House, which is in Doucy, in Normandy, in France. And I'm going to give a review on the Kamry Legend-V, which is a nice, unusual looking mod. It takes an 18.6, well, I'll show you which battery it takes. There it is. It's a variable wattage and it's an 18650 battery inside. And once it's in, you can show it up as, there you go, it lights up. It appears to be flickering, but that's just the camera, it actually shows up. And it's showing at 16 watts, it will go from 9 watts to 30 watts. And I've got it set at 16. I've got a Kamry Subtank Plus, which has a tendency to leak quite a bit, which I've discussed this with the people that I bought it from, and they say it's not usually an issue, but in this case it is. Right, so what can I tell you about the actual Legend-V, Kamry Legend-V? It's a good little mod, used with this Kamry, produces a lot of vape. So that's not an issue. One thing I would say, you'll notice there's a gap, and I had trouble getting a tank that would fit, because that raised area, that is sitting inside a plastic cup which you probably can't see, and the plastic cup has a tendency to wobble a bit. So with a great big heavy tank on like this, if you jolt it, it has a tendency to move about a bit. You can see probably just wobbling a little bit. Okay, so that is an issue. And where that sits on that cap, which is inside a plastic cup, if you bump it hard enough, it will actually pop the whole cap out, and you'll be left with two exposed wires and have to glue it back in, which is less than ideal. But I guess it would probably sell for its unusual look. We've got get the right light. You've got a sort of skull and crossed swords with eagles, the name Kamry Legend, and also some pirate ships. And it appears to be flickering on my screen, but it doesn't flicker. that's just a trick of the camera. When you actually look at it, it doesn't flicker when you look at it. So yeah, it does produce good vapour if you've got the right tank. This one's quite low in juice at the moment, so I can't show you much more than that. Battery, well, with the 18650 battery, I found it would last most of the day if I'm continually vaping throughout the day. I've got 3 of the batteries, so one of them's always on charge and one of them's always on standby. I did find that the Kamry Sub-Tank Plus was probably the best for fitting, but when this comes, when you buy it, it's got an extended sort of brass cap up here, which I didn't think screwed off, but it does. So you take the top cap off, which I haven't found a tank that fits for, and it comes down to that level, which, as I say, you can then, it does then match better, but there's always a little gap which you can see there, the light behind it. So that's it. Not much more I can say. That's the Kamry Legend-V 5. I got mine for, I think it was £38. Had to buy it off the internet because there were no shops that had it. In fact, when I went to my local vape shop, they'd never seen one before, and they was quite interested in where I'd got mine from. So they are quite rare. For a long time there were none on eBay, and I had to trawl the internet until I found someone that actually did them. But I like it. It looks good, I think. Looks the part. Okay. Au revoir, à bientôt.